Alright, hey guys, what's up? It's me, Priscilla. So for today, we are going to draw another character from Disney's Moana, which happens to be Moana's pet pig, Pua. So let's go ahead and start on Pua. What I'd like to do first is go ahead and at least draw Pua's face, because Pua is a little bit complicated in this picture. And it happens to be the picture of where Pua is laying on his back on the beach. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay out the bottom of his face like this. After that, I'm going to go ahead and bring up this part of his face. Bring it up to about here. And then we're just going to kind of like roughly lay out his face and round this up. So this is the top of his face, round this down, and back into here. So roughly the shape of his face. So let's go ahead and give him his snout first, because if we can't place his snout, then we can't place the rest of his facial features. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to go ahead and start a little bit of an arch. Now I'm going to bring this arch to the side, but I'm going to curve it inward. Bring it down, make it a little boxy, keep this part round, and then I'm going to jump back up to my arch, bring this down, curve it around nice and curved here. Now from that part, what I want to do is I'm going to jump up to over here, and this is roughly going to tell me how wide I need the rest of his face to be. So I'm going to jump from this corner here, and we're just going to draw a circle. And we're going to jump to this corner here, a little bit of distance, so about right here. I'm going to go ahead and draw another circle. So Pua kind of looks like this weird looking platypus at the moment, but that gives me the area on which I need to expand for the side of his face. So that means the side of his face probably has to come out over here just to the side a little bit from this eye, and then over here this needs to come all the way down over here. So we need this much space. And it's just placing Pua just so he doesn't look weird, because he already is in a weird kind of position. So let's jump back. Now that we have like the areas on where we need to lay everything out, let's jump back to his snout. So I'm going to jump to his snout. I'm going to give that middle line. And it's lightly curved inward just to the bit a little bit. And now I'm going to jump inside right here, make a circle, go off to the side here. Make a circle. Now I'm going to jump inside that circle and cut off the bottom. Jump over here, cut off the bottom here as well. Fill this in, this dark space. Fill in this dark space. And lightly curve it here. And lightly shade it in that. So this part should be a little bit curved. So let's start with this eye first. What you're going to do is we're just going to kind of square this off on the side just a bit. Round this up. It's a nice big wide circle on top, so it's nice and wide. And then we have a really dark line on top. And then we're going to jump down here. And circle off the bottom there. Have a little bit of a light at the top. And then I'm going to fill in the pupil. And then we're going to shade around it so that he has a little bit of a brown iris. And then I'm going to jump in here and clear up the white space around his eye. And then underneath, what you're going to do, underneath his eye, you're going to round it up. back down and into his eye. So we just made a bit of a teardrop shape. Then you're gonna jump over here to this one. And this one has more of a corner. What you're gonna do is you're gonna round out right here. And then you're gonna jump on top, square it out just a bit. So it's nice and round. And you're gonna bring this all the way to the corner. Leave all that white space. Make this nice and dark. And we're seeing more of a little bit of Pua's eyelashes, so just feather those out just a little bit. And then you're gonna give him the shine to his eye. Jump in here, give him his pupil. And then color shade in the brown around his eye. And then from on top, you're just gonna go a little bit on top, and you wanna kind of like, you know, make it the same level. And give him that little itty bitty marking all the way to the side of his head, of his eyebrow. Lightly shade that in, because he has it over here as well. Just lightly shade that in right here, make it dark. And then underneath, you're gonna go ahead and shade in that whole other section. But it's a lighter shade than his eyebrow is. And you don't want it to have that hard line because it is his fur. It's just a spot on his, it's his fur spot. It's just like, you know, like a dog. And he has, so you don't want to make it that hard of a line. Let's go back to his snout. His mouth is under, this bottom right here is his mouth. So we're gonna start over here. We're gonna bring it up on this side. Bring it off over here, and we'll jump over here. Round that out, and bring it up to here. And this dimple is going inwards like this. And this one is going out this way. So now we can shape up his head a little bit more. So from right here where we made this mark, I'm going to go ahead and bring this in like this. Keep this all rounded out down to here. We're going to keep this area like that. And this is going to be nice and rounded and flat, on the, like it's on the ground, so it's on the beach. Round this up. Round this up just a little bit. We're going to come to this point right here and connect it to this line over here. So then what you're going to do is you're going to jump to over here where this little cheek mark is. Round this over off to the side. Square it upwards. I know, I got all the way to the edge of the page. So we're going to make this a little pointy here. Bring it up into the top of his head. And then you're going to go over here. Right above his eyebrow, you're going to jump off to the side like right here. Curve it inward. Go up. Make it pointy. Bring that down just a little bit, too big. Make it nice and pointy, curve it down. And back into his face. Now you're gonna go to the top right here. Make a little bit, this is a brown spot, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him his brown spot right here. And then from back from his eye, you're going to go ahead and make a line going up and in like this. Jump over here, and you're going to make a line going down. So what I want to do is I added a piece of paper, and we need to make this ear a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring that out just a little bit more. Not that much of a change, but still. needs to happen because Pua has really big ears. So we went ahead and we marked off this area, and we just made this a little bit longer because up here is a big brown spot. And inside right here is the pink of his ear. I'm going to lightly shade that in. Over here is another brown spot. And then inside we have another bit, the pink of his ear. Let's get to his body. So right here at his cheek, you're gonna go ahead and make a circle, a bit of like a half a circle right there. And then underneath, what you're going to do, underneath his snout, you're gonna bring up this little paw, whatever it is, hoof, right here, curve it inward, and we're just gonna make a circle. And then you're gonna go underneath that circle, bring it in, bring this part down, go outwards and then back in. And then we're gonna jump down to right here again, where we start to make this part. And you wanna go ahead and connect it. Now from right here where we made this, you're gonna make the circle right here. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna jump down to right here, kind of curve this inward. And you're gonna jump inside, right here. Round out his belly. And then what I want to do before I keep going, I'm going to come back down to here. Round out his back just a little bit. Bring this up and connect it. So we're going to keep this part at the bottom, and what I want to do is I'm going to jump right here, and I'm just going to jump to right in here, make this curved line, bring it down, and then I'm going to jump right here, make another little curved line, circle out this part, and then I'm going to jump back here, curve this inward, bring it down, make a little bit of a pointy part right here. Curve this in like this. And then we're going to jump up here to this curved part. So above this hoof, you're going to bring out a curved area here. And then you're going to jump up over here. Circle out this area, jump back here, curve this inward, bring this down, curve it outward, and then back in to his body. With this one up here, so we have a hoof right here, and we're going ahead and divide it up. And we're going to make a middle mark here. And then you're going to come underneath that, make two little other pieces of hooves. I don't know what they're called. Once again, I don't know pig anatomy. So I'm going to go underneath and make a line underneath here. And then on top of the hoof here, there should be that line. And then this one's going to come off the side over here. And this one will jump down to the side off and over here, and you want to curve that going inward. So this part of his hoof is darker than the top part of his hoof. So we just lightly shade that in, and this is darker. And this is supposed to represent like the break in his little toes that look like kind of like that. And these are nice and dark as well. And then from this circle right here, you're going to go ahead and bring out this part. Curve it outward, bring this down, connect over here, and then right here you're going to go ahead and make that break like we did up here. that break, and you're going to circle out the bottom so it's nice and dark. And then we'll go ahead and shade this in as well. And off to the side, this is dark here. We'll shade that in. And then what's going on here is this one is going up underneath his chin, this leg. And this goes around, and there is a dark spot right here. And this is just, we don't see these parts, whatever this part of the hoof is. We don't see both of them, but we see one right underneath. And then bring out this, I guess it's his haunches. I don't know what a haunch. I guess it's his haunch. So we have his back. So we have a dark spot here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly shade in that dark spot, and I'm gonna get rid of this part. And Pua underneath here has another big dark spot. So it goes inwards, down, and back. And it's like, it goes onto his back. But from right here, we go ahead and we shade in this part, and the spot stops here. And there's his dark spot. From this circle, you're going to bring it out, bring it in, curve that off, and then you're going to go ahead and circle out the bottom right here, and the division for his little hoof is right here. So we're going to make this darker, make this dark here, and shade this darker up here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to jump up to the side over here, bring this down, you're going to jump down here. We have his little other part of his hoof here, and his little part of his hoof off to the side here. Bring this down. Bring this part down. And then we have another spot underneath this leg. And the spot goes underneath right there. Then we'll jump up to this hoof up here. What you're going to do is you're going to bring this up, curve it inward, back in, and then we see more of the break up here of his toes. Bring down the middle line, and it's going to be dark around the sides, so it'll be like this part going like this, nice and dark. Part of this hoof here, and then another part over here, and darken inside back here, darken up top here. And then this part will be fur, and it needs to line up with the hoof. And that's all we have for right there, and the rest of it is just pieced together. So what you're going to do next, we're going to go back to this leg back here and kind of curve it inwards, bring it out just a little bit, bring it down, it out this way, and then we're going to kind of curve this inward just because this is the whole back side of his leg, and this is his back. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to jump up here and we're draw his tail. So it's going to go ahead and go outwards this way, and we're going to jump back and match along the side of it, come to this point, and make a little itty bitty tail. And just make it look like a little end of a paintbrush. And we can go ahead and I'll just erase inside here. So Pua has a lot of shading going on. One thing that's big shading right here. So make this line up to here and right here. His belly is pink up here. So this is all pink. it's not all pink, but it's mixed in with his fur that it's pink. So if you just want to give a definite line here and here, we can see the pink of his belly. So we have a little bit of shading underneath his leg right here. A little bit of shading over here. And then shading off to the side. And then we'll jump down here. And we'll have some shading over here. And then we'll have some shading back over here. And then from right here, on top of this part of his, go ahead and erase this line, and we can erase this line for sure. We have some shading right here. And shading underneath all of his snout, just because his snout is casting down a shadow, and the shadow ends from right here underneath his snout. A little bit of shading over here around his dimple. And some darker shading inside of his ear. Some shading up over here. And then what you want to do is you do want to go all around his body and not give him those hard lines, kind of how like we did with Nick and Judy during the Zootopia tutorials. He isn't just these solid lines, he's got little itty bitty furs everywhere, especially on his head. So if I were to go over here and just give him his little furs, and he's got them on his ears. And he's got furries everywhere. Especially at the bottom of his haunches, lots of fur. And there's some shading back over here definitely as well. And some shading under here. Furs on his belly. And there you guys go. There is a cute little tutorial, quick, easy tutorial on how to draw Pua from Disney's Moana. I like how I added 2 sheets of paper on each end. It's just that I want to get these details in on just to show on a bigger scale. And sometimes I just draw way too large. So there you go, guys. That should conclude our series on Moana. And let's go ahead and get those Christmas tutorials going. I'll see you guys later.